Good evening, everybody. John L. here. We're playing Super Mario Bros. 2. I love this game. A lot of fond childhood memories from Super Mario Bros. 2. And until recently, actually practicing for these videos, I hadn't beaten it, which is kind of amazing because this video game is really old. And it's great. So anyways, we'll get into it. I choose the princess because I think she honestly makes the game a lot easier. She has the ability to float, and that actually comes in handy a lot. So, obviously, Super Mario Bros. 2 is Doki Doki Panic in Japan, and they kind of just reskinned it and added a few things to be the Super Mario Bros. 2 that we all know and love in the United States. There is a second Super Mario Bros. 2, or a second Super Mario Bros., not 2, but second Super Mario Bros. It's the Lost Levels. That's what at least what it was released as in the United States. But for a long time, I think a lot of people in North America only knew this to be Super Mario Bros. 2, and to me it always will be Super Mario Bros. 2. It's obviously a big departure from, you know, what we've kind of come to know as Super Mario Brothers. You don't jump on enemies, there's no Koopas in this game. The whole premise is that Mario fell asleep, and I think now he's stuck in a coma or something like that, because of Wart, who's a villain that, you know, never made another appearance in any of the Super Mario Brothers games, which I think is actually kind of criminal. He's actually a pretty cool villain concept. But anyways, so, you know, I guess the excuse that they're using for this being such a different game from the other Mario Brothers games is that it's all happening in Mario's dream world. But it's, you know, in itself a fun game, regardless of you're one of the folks who, you know, just scream bloody murder that this is really just a mod of Doki Doki Panic, or if you actually love it like me. Again, I'm not saying this is the best Mario game ever. I really kind of don't have an opinion on that. I know a lot of people say Super Mario Bros. 3, or maybe they lean towards like one of the N64 games, or maybe they just like the original Super Mario Brothers, but either way, I think this is a really fun game. So anyways, with the characters, I choose Peach. As you can see, she can do her little floaty thing right there, which makes the game a lot easier. The characters all have different attributes that make the game a little bit different. Just heights, that they can jump, you know, hang time, how quickly they can pull vegetables and stuff from the ground. So I choose Peach just because she's the slowest in picking up stuff, as you can see, which really isn't all that slow. And she doesn't have the highest jump. I think that goes to Luigi, but that hang time really nice, helps a lot. So the game is 7 stages, 3 stages each except for the last level, 7 levels, 3 stages each, except for the last level, which is only 2. That's not too great. So I can definitely make my way through the first few worlds pretty easily, just like anybody, pretty much. As kids, I know that, you know, we all probably went through the first few levels of games way more frequently than the last bunch of levels. So, since it's an old school Nintendo game without a save, I don't plan on playing the whole thing through, because it does still kind of take time. What I will do is probably get through like 3 levels or 5 levels, and then just use the warps. So this game is like totally different. Again, you're just gonna see everything different. No jumping on enemies to kill them. You have to pick up vegetables or pick up the enemies to kill them. Lots of locked doors and keys. No bullet bills, no Koopas, none of that stuff. But it is a really fun game. Yeah, I mean, like, they created, I don't know, actually I've never played Doki Doki Panic, so I don't know if all these characters are in there, the snippets and I don't know who these guys are, honestly. Oh man, I screwed up. Okay, so we're gonna miss out on a mushroom. So, yeah, I mean, you can take multiple hits. Well, I mean, I guess that's one of the things I read that they kind of engineered into the game. You know, the being big and being small. I guess the characters are either always small or, you know, always big in Doki Doki Panic. And, you know, they added the whole large and small thing to kind of be more consistent with the Super Mario Brothers. Or the first Super Mario Brothers. Let's see. Oh, man. Get rid of this bastard. Ah! Okay. So one thing you want to do, especially in these early levels, is pick up as many coins as you can. And obviously Princess isn't like the best one to be doing this, but this gives you all the extra life chances at the end. And the game is not difficult, but it can be challenging just because you only have 2 continues. So you don't want to kind of get stuck with no lives, especially towards the end, because then you could be in trouble. So, yeah, definitely in the early levels take the opportunities to get those extra lives. Alright, so every section ends with a Birdo, and these Birdos they differ in color, but I mean the premise is pretty much the same. They all spit out eggs. Some of them only spit out fireballs like at the end, and you have to usually kill them with like a toadstool or something that's lying around. I'm not doing too good here. Wah, wah, wah. And then some spit out a combination of fireballs and eggs. So right now we'll cruise through while the going's easy. So I kind of remember where a lot of these I guess life up mushrooms, I'm not sure what you call them, are located, again, in the first couple levels just because of playing through them so often. And in the later stages, getting them becomes more tricky. There's generally stuff that you need to do in advance to get them, like, blow up some bricks or, you know, move to a different screen or something like that. So here's actually where the boss section is, but it's also where the first warp gate is. So if you used a potion right there, I believe that warps you to level 3, which has a warp to level 5. So I like this game mostly because it does encompass the platforming that Super Mario Brothers had, and really great controls. And it also added, you know, some of this puzzle stuff right here. And just with the bosses and boss levels, I mean, you know, fighting, what is it, Koopa or Bowser. Not Bowser's the last one, so Koopa at the end of every level. It's just kind of like, you know, early 80s video games. Like, not too much variety. I felt like this was a big step forward, even though it wasn't actually a real Mario game. I should have fallen the other way! Oh no! Alright, so... Well, oh, okay. Usually when you drop the key and you move to another screen, you lose the key, but I guess we got a little bit lucky there. So basically, we have to fall down and take the key all the way to the bottom of the boss level here to get to... I think the first boss is Mauser. But it's fun. I mean, around this time, I think the Nintendo was getting really popular, and the Super Mario Bros. Super Show was something that a lot of us kids enjoyed. And, you know, Bowser was the, you know, main bad guy, but they incorporated a lot of the Super Mario Bros. 2 stuff here. Like, there was, you know, episodes with Tri-Clyde, and, Mauser, and Birdo, and Toad, and Princess were obviously, like, big characters. So, they used a lot of, the Super Mario Brothers 2 characters and all that stuff. Okay. So anyways, with Birdo, what you want to, or Birdo, Mauser, what you want to do is just jump up and grab those bombs and kind of just throw them in the middle of the platform. So that way, he can't really run away from them. It's actually a really easy fight. There's no timer, so, well, it'd be easier if I, okay. There's no timer, so you can, you know, just stand under the platform and, you know, just take your time. No need to get hit. And I think after 3, yeah, he dies. So, that's it. That's level 1. Nice. Alright, nice. Like I said, rack up those extra lives. Alright, so I'm going to stop the recording right there and take a quick little break, and then we will come back and do level World 2. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit.